Nearly 130 migrants, again this morning, arrived outside of Vice President Kamala Harris's home on Christmas Eve. And in these record cold temperatures, the 3 busloads of asylum seekers were driven from Texas, and state authorities have not confirmed their involvement. Local organizers in D.C. say they were expecting the migrants to arrive on Sunday and quickly sent them on buses to a nearby church. This comes as El Paso, Texas, is under a 30-day disaster declaration while it struggles with a surge of people crossing the southern border. Now, dangerously cold temperatures are making things even more difficult. Tom Dempsey is live in Washington, D.C. Tom, we know you have the very latest. Good morning.
Yeah, good morning again, Kelly. Make no mistake, the Biden administration has called for the end of Title 42, and it's targeting tomorrow for the policy's end date with 2 extra days added on so it can adjust to the policy change. But the Supreme Court will ultimately be the ones who decide, if or when Title 42 comes to an end after the court halted the lifting of the policy last week. This has led to all sorts of, confusion and, sort of a developing situation on the border with, in El Paso, leaders extending its state of emergency for 30 more days. This will give the city more time to get support from the state, particularly to set up more, they could see a surge in migrants, as many as 5,000 crossings per day. El Paso has been overwhelmed over the past few months, though, and the surge has cost the city close to $10 million. It's been bitterly cold in Texas, as you said, over the holiday weekend, and El Paso leaders have tried to set up buses for migrants to stay in instead of sleeping on the streets. The Department of Homeland Security sent out a warning as well to migrants over the weekend, saying Title 42 remains in place and any illegal crossings will result in expulsions or removal proceedings. And, quote, as temperatures remain dangerously low all along the border, no one should put their lives in the hands of smugglers or risk life and limb attempting to cross only to be returned. Texas has sent hundreds of National Guardsmen to El Paso to try and discourage migrants from crossing. The Texas Military Department has put up wired fencing along the border as well. State troopers and other state agencies are on the ground, either patrolling the streets or patrolling parts of the border. The Biden administration says that once Title 42 ends, Title 8 is going to take over as the leading policy to, expel migrants along the border. So the Biden administration saying that if Title 42 comes to an end, that will not mean open borders. Kelly?
Thank you for watching. Go to newsnationnow.com to find NewsNation on your television provider. And don't forget to click the red subscribe button below to get more of NewsNation's fact-driven, unbiased coverage.